Good day, folks, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Tomahawk. Tomahawk's returned by the looks of it. It's back at the Tokyo 600, and we have a plausible, a workable, I'm not going to say hack because it's not a hack. It's a perfectly legitimate mod made to the settings. It's there, so it's the SRT Tomahawk X VGT. And there is the key components of your setting. Comfort hard tyres. And then all we need to do is change that ballast to 1 and then move the positioning forward to -15. You'll get the opportunity to freeze the settings. There's nothing further on the right hand side. You do need the adjustable LSD. You already get the ECU as part of the car. And all the other settings, as you can see there, if you pause that, that'll give you that setting of 498.80, and this isn't my setting. This is one I've got off a Facebook page. I believe it's been going around on Reddit and other people are using it, but I never did it last time round, and I genuinely wanted to see what it's like. So here we are going to the track. I wanted to understand what it is that makes people want to grind this thing, because I understand it's particularly difficult to drive. It's twitchy. It wheel spins for fun because it's extremely high powered on a wet circuit on comfort hard tyres, the worst tyres you can potentially get. So here we are, World Touring Car 600 at the Tokyo Expressway, and you're racing against quality cars, really. You really have a thing. It's 12 laps, and here's the beast. I chose the black and red model, and it's extremely noisy and it's extremely twitchy. In this version, in this running of the race, I was running this on traction control 1, and I believe me, I've run it on TC3 and TC4, and they're all comparable. It's all a right foot spin fest. So you've just got to keep it under control, get ahead of the cars, and then lap them. And if you can lap them twice, you're doing well. I've not managed to lap the entire field twice yet, but I'm just messing, I'm just playing. We'll get around this first lap while you see all the mayhem. You can see him in 4th gear going round here. That's not the best gear for this corner. It's 2nd gear, and then there's down this hill. You're twitching and sliding all over the place. This corner's 5th gear. It's a 5th gear flat out. Well, I wouldn't say flat out, balanced throttle. Coming round this corner here, 5th gear, maybe up to 6th. Then dive down 3 gears as you go past the puddle on the left. This is 3rd gear when you're actually flying. You'll see that. You've got to watch that wall on the left hand side. I gave it a nice little tappy graze, and as you can see, I've already got damage. So as we roll through these corners, ultimately we come down here. This is a 3rd gear or 4th gear corner, depending on how you're feeling. Now, I've seen people say they can do 120, 118 laps around here, and that is impressive. If you can do that by judging the slide and understanding the wheel spin and getting your braking points and putting this thing flat out, all well and good. Well done, folks. Now, the main driver for this is the grind. This is to earn credits as fast as possible. And if you can do a 20-minute race or an 18-minute race, you can do this 3 times in an hour, and that will net you circa 2.5 million credits an hour. So 10 hours later, you've already purchased 2 of the most expensive cars from Hegarty. So you spend a good working shift earning credits off this thing, 30 million credits, and you can start to really rack up the cars. Now, we're only going to touch around about 290 down here, and that's quite controlled, that straight. Braking just at the bottom of the hill. I've braked way too early there, but this is just my second full lap in this car. Here's where I'm just working out, it was 2nd gear for the corner, 4th gear to accelerate out. I haven't worked out its 2nd gear around there yet, but 4th did alright. The back end spinning and sliding. And as we're going, we're throwing around that corner. I've still got it in 6th, but I'll work out its 5th later on. Set in purple sectors, which is to be expected. down to third gear. I've worked it out for this corner. So as it is, this is lap 2 of 12. I can promise you, as you get on with this, the laps disappear. I've run this 3 or 4 times now as a complete race, because I recorded this 3 o'clock-ish. It's now 7 o'clock. I've had tea, I've had a cup of tea with the wife, a couple of drinks, soft drinks of course, and I've come back to it and I'm just making the video after running the race a few times and knowing what it's like. Other YouTubers have got their videos out already because they've run it before. I never have, and I need to educate myself before I can fully give you an understanding of what's going on here. So you can see there I've only done 6.6 miles in the car. I actually got the car last night. I was running on Stage Route X for trying to get as fast as speed as I can, so I think I did 451 mile an hour in it last night, having had a bump draft. But it tops out about 397. If you don't know, you can use the R3 button and you get that extra boost of the slipstream technology. So we come through that there, and there it is, top speed, over 300 mile an hour. Just won that award. I'd never won that before. And I've got my first penalty from hitting the wall. You hit a puddle in this thing with that that draft button pressed. I'm going to remember what they call it. It's DRS, isn't it? Drag reduction system in F1. It's the same on this car. That R3 allows you to, it sinks all the air panels back into the car, because this is one of those flappy panel cars that has air brakes and that kind of thing. It helps you get around corners and slow down. But you press that DRS button and this thing becomes mental. 400 mile an hour down that straight is crazy. But I'm up to 10 seconds on my penalties now, and there's damage, and the damage it affects the car. And as I've gone through today, I've found I can spin down the start finish straight, get every panel flashing red, and in about 45-50 seconds each one comes back to good and it resets the car back to normal. But the steering wheel will set to the left and then to the right, and then it'll be straight and then it'll be left again, and you're all over the shop. And it's so easy to pick up more damage. I can honestly recommend, don't touch the walls, folks. Don't. It's not worth it. Makes it difficult. So here we are, we're only 14 seconds ahead in lap 3. I have lapped the entire field by the end of lap 6 in some races, but don't forget, this is my first one out. We've got a 2:04 fastest lap so far. We're going to get some penalties now. It's going to get us to slow down as we go through the penalty gate, which is just after this corner, just before we enter the tunnel. And I can promise, well, it's not a promise, I promise you will get faster. But I've got my lap times down into the 146s. You won't see that in this video, but in the number of races I've run afterwards, yeah, I'm down to the 146s, and I'm still hitting walls. I've not learnt how to drive the car yet. But it's an interesting thing, and it's, if you really want to get some credits before they nerf it, because I'm pretty sure they're going to. They don't want this car running these races. They generally don't. It's not really right, is it? You're entering a car that's not GR3 or GR2 or 4 or whatever it is. It might be road cars actually. This shouldn't be a VGT car. Shouldn't be allowed to race in this. And that would be what I expect them to do. I expect them to classify this car out of the race rather than fix the setup element. Look how twitchy the car is there. And you can see the battery, it doesn't wear down. You're braking a lot, so it's going to recover. I would suggest that places like Le Mans, you're not going to be able to run this car because the battery has just run out. You've got those big long straights. You're not really going to be able to brake enough to really regen it, because it must be regenning the battery. But there it is. And with that being the case, we're coming through to, where are we? We're still only 17 seconds ahead of the car behind. We're not actually making massive inroads. which is disappointing because we should be, but we did have those 10 seconds of penalty, and we're coming round again, and this will be... Oh, no it won't, because we've missed the braking point. We picked up another penalty, and we're not going to be able to serve that penalty this lap because we're past the trigger line, and I just hit the cones on the right hand side, so there's another 5 seconds, and that's how easy it is to rack them up, folks. But we're still purple sectoring, believe it or not. So we're going to get through this line because we're not going to get stopped. So we should be around about a 2 minute by the looks of it. Oh, we hit the wall. A 2:02 gets us a fastest lap of the race so far. It's almost a 3 actually, a 2:02.987 should be a 2:03. Second gear around that corner, keep it wide. I'm actually trying to, I just apex that corner too early and push it round, but I kind of do that all the way through. Even oh look at that, 10-second penalties. Oh my lord, we hit the cones, didn't we, with the back of the car, I think. But that's still the same 10 seconds we had. Third gear through there. No damage at the minute, so it's all my fault, all the sliding, because I'm giving it too much. Short shift, folks, that's the answer. Up to 24-second lead. 25. You can really stretch it out, and I'm pretty sure you can go much faster. I'm just finding my way through the gears. So looking at the rainwater gauge on the left-hand side of the hood, the entire track now is pretty much underneath the first indicator, so that means slicks are the key tyres, but we're running road hard so we don't get the opportunity to change, because we've got to keep that PP below 500. Is it 500 or 600 where the limit is? I think it's 600, isn't it? Tokyo 600 this race. So with that being the case, it's a glitch setup, isn't it? It's there because of the fact that you're pushing the sliders to unusual places, and the setup's a little bit unique. So that's how you get it drops from 980 to 498 by just moving that one kilogram to -15, which it shouldn't do. They should fix that, really. But at the end of the day, they could fix it much easier, as I said earlier. But here we go, through that line, slowing down to second gear for this top corner, and it's mental quick. My eyes aren't the best at the moment, but I don't sort of struggle with it. Another hint and tip I've seen is you could put your controller sensitivity to 2 or 3 just to take the edge off the twitchiness. But I know there's guys out there who are rapido fast at this. We're 32 seconds ahead now, coming through these twitches, and we are on a clean lap, aren't we? So this has the potential to be a sub 2 minute, one would hope. We want to get into the 150s, that'd be nice. That was excessive spin as we came through there. Don't really need that, do we? Taking this corner in a blend of fourths and thirds, sometimes in thirds. Yeah, we're about a second up, so we won't be a sub 2 on this lap, I don't think. Let's talk about tyres. Here we are, we're just finishing lap 6, that'll be halfway through the race, and those tyres don't even look touched, do they? They look absolutely fine. No need to pit with them at this point. A couple of races I have run, they've been more shredded than that. Up to 6th gear, nice little slow acceleration just to keep control of the traction. And there we are, we've made up a couple of seconds in that last final bend. Did we press R3? That's the question. 156.5. And I can take a further 10 seconds off that, I can assure you. 340 miles an hour. and just doing 340 down there. We are ultimately 2 seconds ahead of the previous lap's best. Into the second half of the race now. We should start to see the AI pitting. Wouldn't that be nice? Coming down there in 7th, chunk it down to 5th. Yep, we've picked up on it's a 5th gear corner now. Steady on the throttle, the traction control's cutting in a wee bit. Ooh, brush the curb, brake down to 3rd. Beautifully done. Charge along there, here we go. Down to 4th. Could probably run that a little bit quicker, to be honest. Little note to myself there to get faster later. We haven't seen an AI in the best part of 4 laps so far, have we? It's a race that's pretty much run on our own. But as I say, the more laps you put in, the faster you will get, and you'll start to run round and overtake these boys quicker. Like I say, last race I just did on my own just now, not online, whilst I was just getting familiar. I'd lapped them all by lap 6, and I'd actually lapped them all by the end of lap 2, to be honest. No, I'll start that again. I'd lapped everybody by the end of lap 6, and I was approaching the back marker. I'd lapped the back marker at the end of lap 6 twice. And I was almost lapped everybody by the end of lap 12, but I didn't manage a total. Oh, see how we came past the slipstream with that car? Absolutely nailed us. Unsettled the car, twitched a little bit, overcorrected, and that was us done. 10-second penalty, engine damage, front and rear, right front tyre damage, right left wheel damage. Just absolute rubbish, really. Got to make those overtaking manoeuvres that bit clearer. Got to give the AI plenty width, because they're still dirty, folks. You're in the fastest car and they know it, and they're going to take you out. So we've started to lap them then on lap 7. The car is all over the place and the damage is now gone. We're going to be spending these 10 seconds at the end of this lap. Tyres are now down to about 25% wear, probably 20 more like. Be nice to have a little percentage indicator to say where the wear is in numbers form rather than visual, but there we go. There's our next lapping victim, and the front runners are now taken to the pits. Down to 5th have all pitted. 6th has pitted. A mixture of softs and mediums on the racing tyres by the looks of it. So we're just going to get past this Aston by the looks of it, and just brake on the 150. That's your brake flag. Down to 8th has now pitted. We've slid it through, and the Aston's going to come past us because we're a bit casual. And we're going to serve our 10 seconds of penalties. We're going to give him lots of room because we don't want him to come past and whack us in the anus, do we? There we go. Penalties to be served now. All 10 seconds of him. Bang goes the Aston. Is he going to pit? No, looks like he's staying out. And away we go again. In 7th gear. Still wheel spinning. That's amazing. We're 1 minute 28 seconds ahead of second place. And it looks like the majority got into the pits and out again, so we're chasing them all. We're getting to overtake, and there's the Aston. He's going to close the door on us. He blooming did. And then he's tapped us. Oh, what a dirty monkey. Filthy dog. And he's got a wang on him. Look at that. So where are we? Lap 9. And we're all over the shop. No penalties for that one. That's all right. Damaged front, left front, right front wheels are damaged. Get round him, down to 5th, come on. Equal damage all the way around, let's keep going. Current fastest lap, the 156.365. Pretty poor by all accounts. But hey, come on folks, first time doing it. First time driving the car, don't normally share with you this level of... I do actually, I'm quite honest about that, I hope. But if I had my way and time was on my side, because I go back to work tomorrow. Back to work tomorrow, and a little bit of a reduction in videos. I've actually been off work this week, so been on holiday, having a week off. Well, recuperating. In all fairness, I haven't done a massive amount. I'm still pretty tired. I'm still taking the medication. 2 weeks tomorrow, I'll be having my next surgery. So just bear with me, folks. I need to get well and back on the game and back to work and supporting my family with earnings, etc. Once I can do that, we will start giving this more 100% attention. I do love the game. I do enjoy making the videos, and I don't just do it for me. I do actually. I'm lying. I'm lying. I do it. I do it for me. It's a great reassurance thing to be able to prove that I'm not crap at this game. I'm actually all right at it. I do pretty well, and I do need to check if I've still got gold, because on the lap attack challenge. Oh, look at this boy all over the place. Come on, get out of my way. Bit wet down here. So this is lap 10. Coming up behind the old Merc SLR. Is it the SLR? It's a GTR, isn't it? It is. SL GTR or whatever it's called. Oh, it's beautiful. I do like that car. Slightly too much money for my taste. Couldn't afford one. It's a true supercar. And I will update you, I did go and look at my future car yesterday. Had a sit in it. Haven't organised a test drive yet, but I did actually sit inside the beast. Put my feet on the pedals. Clutched the steering wheel. Had a good look round. Had a look in the boot. And we're not telling you what it is yet, because it's still a surprise and I still don't know whether I can afford it. I might be stuck with my current one for a little while yet, knowing that the price of everything is going up in the UK at the minute. Oh, slid that wall. So lap 10. End of this lap, there's 2 to go. We're 1 minute 32 up. And we're almost lapped everybody. There's like 4 cars in front of us, I think. Oh, we're up to position. That says 9. And that means there's 8 cars in front of us. That's bizarre. Mr. Gallo's just gone to the pits. Mr. Cookabun, has gone past the pits. Mr. Yamanaka has pitted. Everything else is carrying on. And it looks like 5 cars ahead of us. Ah, it's because they're all grouped together. There we go. 300 mile an hour. No, we just let off a wee bit because we learnt from last time, didn't we? We're going to understand where this guy's going. He's gone left, we've gone right. And in front of us looks like an NSX, is it? It is. It's Mr. Gallo in 3rd place. In front of him will be Mr. Cookabun. So we've had some pretty poor lap times in the last 10 minutes or so. Last 5 laps. So we need to see if we can beat that 156. Don't know if we will. Highly likely we'll pick up some penalty points, I think. We've just lost the distance to the car in front, because he is just round the next couple of corners. Bit of reary tail spinny, slidey. 4th gear, coasting around a little bit. There he is. It's quite quick. It looks like a Sylvia or a 130, doesn't it? It does. Might be an RX-7 actually. It's highly likely to be what it is. So the other thing I was thinking about as I was doing this race when I got behind this fella is actually, are there many connotations to this race? Does it play out differently? He's trying to push me around the outside, isn't he now? There we go. He's gonna actually get past me on acceleration here, I think. No, he's not. Keep him behind us. Doesn't look like we're going to get a fastest lap here. Just going to keep charging on, doing what we're doing. Into the final lap now. That was underneath 2 minutes, so that's given us some level of consistency. Just be careful down here, don't bang it all the time, braking just at the bottom of the ramp. And then as we go into the corner, second gear, get on those hatchings. Up to fourth, no, we only managed third, but that was a better entry into that corner. Quicker on the way out, there we go. Up to seventh, down at fifth, through the corner. Yeah, you can see my confidence building now, can't you? We're up on the prior lap time. Prior fastest lap, that is, down at third. Always spin the wheels there, don't we? We haven't learned yet. Still trying to drive it like a normal car. That is not going to be the case. It's never going to be a normal car, this thing. 2.5 seconds up. We haven't got a time against the car behind, but we must be some 1 lap plus 15 seconds at least. Coming down to the final corner for the last time. And if you think we were 2.5 seconds up, that'd put us about a 154, a 153.8, which I don't think is bad for a first time out. Slower compared to you absolute aliens out there. Here we go, charging down the line. See if we can see the time as we go through the line. A 152.8 by the looks of it, and there it is. That's all you've got, folks. That's your race done. How much are you going to win from it? How much are we going to earn? What's the profit going to be? So did that in a 25. People do that in a 20. We've lapped everybody once. I think we can lap everybody twice. It's all about enjoying the game, folks. Do I think I enjoy it? I think I do when I see the reward. 825k prize money. The original prize money I think was 550, but we won 825 because we got 50% money for the clean race bonus, and you always get that clean race bonus unless you overtake under yellows, break some other sort of rules. You can hit the walls and get penalties, etc. And there you can see it, 55 miles for the day. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.